In the mid to late 1800s, Iowa saw an increase in the number of German immigrants, which continued into the 1900s. The Kriegels, brothers Balzer and John, both found themselves in Iowa after immigrating from Alsace-Lorraine. First, John in 1871, and then his younger brother in 1875. They both bought land in Powesheet County, Balzer with 330 acres and John with 560, and made their living as farmers. The brothers were both Democrats, though they weren't heavily involved in politics. Balzer also maintained a livery stable in Tama County. Both brothers served as school directors for their districts, John in number 4 of Madison Township, and Balzer in District 6. John had 11 children, 9 of whom lived to adulthood, and Balzer had 8. Many of these children left school early in order to help on the farm, and many went on to be farmers themselves. And although not in Powesheet County, the young Kriegels did remain in Iowa for the most part. On February 22, 1884, almost 10 years after coming to America, Balzer was naturalized as a citizen of the United States and remained a citizen until his death on May 7, 1920. John Kriegel passed away on August 19, 1916, after suffering a stroke and falling from an automobile. His wife, Lizzie Seward, had passed years earlier due to complications with childbirth. John's second youngest son, John Patrick Kriegel, continued to farm in Madison Township near his father's land. The younger John Kriegel was born on March 4, 1894, and married Mary Catherine Roth, a German-American woman who originally came from Alsace-Lorraine, just as John's father and uncle had. Mary Catherine Roth came to America on the SS La Lorraine, which was a French ocean liner built in 1899 and was used in World War I before being scrapped in 1922. Mary and John had 16 children, which amounted to 3 girls and 13 boys. Both World Wars occurred during John's lifetime, both of which he was drafted for but never called to fight. He was a farmer, which meant that the government likely found him more useful growing crops for the war effort. John registered for the First World War as a natural-born citizen whose occupation was as a farmer and that he was married with children. On the opposite side, he states that he has black hair and brown eyes with a medium build and being of medium height. However, he also states that he uses a crutch, which at the age of 23 was unusual, and could have perhaps been due to a healing injury, as he states nothing about a crutch on his registration for World War II. John and Mary's 16 children were Lloyd, the oldest, William, Melvin, James, Stella, Marjorie, Gladys, Gerald, Richard, Elmer, Lawrence, Kenneth, Lyle, Wayne, Glenn, and Lewis. John's farm was located in Districts 17 and 18 of Madison Township, which was very close to his father's original farm. John and Mary remained happily married until John's passing on October 10, 1963, followed shortly thereafter by Mary's passing on December 23, 1964. The two are buried in Calvary Cemetery, which is located in Brooklyn, Iowa, but they leave behind fond memories and descendants that number over 100. John's son Lloyd's children host a family reunion every 2 years to keep memories alive and maintain family relationships despite time and distance.